Good morning! Welcome back to Wales if you tuned into yesterday's video. Check this place out. Look at that! It's something straight out of Harry Potter. I was staying in there last night. This morning I've been greeted to no rain. That's the important part. It's not wet. I say that's important because we're about to go on track with a set of Porsches. I'll give you an update on the GT2 RS on the drive over there. We've conveniently been joined by another GT2 RS. Sam joined yesterday in his 997 GT3 RS, and I'm meeting my manual 991 GT3 once we get to Anglesey Circuit. So let's hop in, pedal a bit in the GT2, and then debrief once we get to the track. So in this car I find that I spend quite a lot of time in the petrol station. I said that the car has quite a small tank. It's around about 64 litres and it drinks with 2 straws. It's kind of like giving an alcoholic half a pint. It goes really quickly. What is quite cool on the GT2 RS is the extra level of detail that you might not immediately see. Check out this fuel filler cap. It's aluminium. It's sculpted with all these little rivets and holes, and it's got Porsche engraved on the cap. When you interact with it as often as you do in this car, it's a nice thing to be greeted by every time you open the flap. So look where we are, and look what's out, the sunshine. Would you believe it? Normally, Anglesey, it's one or the other. It's either apocalyptically bad news or sunny like this, because it's literally right on the coast. GT2's here, look what's arrived. Finally get to track my manual GT3. Now today's actually quite important. Reason being, I'm about to take this to the Nurburgring, and I'll tell you inside why it's important. First of all, let's set up, get the car out there, debrief on why today's an important day for the GT3, and then point you forwards and hit the track. So the reason today is important is because I haven't driven a manual car on circuit in over 10 years. I know that sounds ridiculous with the amount of cars I drive, but you know, track cars, performance cars these days, they're not making them manuals. And the ones that do, they're rare and you just don't get a chance to drive them on circuit. So this car is going to the Nurburgring. We've got 2 days at the ring, and I thought it's probably quite an important thing to get my eye in, get a feel for what this car is like on circuit as a manual car. So, let's do that. Okay, so here we go. Complete lap of Anglesey, over the start finish line, circuit in around here, balance throttle, clipping the curb, running out wide, chasing a Lotus here who is on the brakes way too early. Thank you, sir. A slight dab of the brakes and then a balanced throttle through it. It's quite a patient corner as you let it run out wide all the way to the left, right to the edge of the curb. This is such a fast section, super wide, and then tuck it in super tight here, and then you got to get it as straight as you can, as early as you can, for the braking up towards the top part of the circuit. That part of the circuit is actually brilliant because it's uphill. Uphill braking effectively slows you down quicker, so you can really anchor on the brakes. Whew, that was a bit heavy then on the old throttle for the rev match, but nonetheless it did the job. Now over the crest as the world opens up in front of you, down to this tight left where the nose really hugs up as you've got positive camber to lean on, bring it to 9, down the longest straight on the circuit, and pretty late and heavy on the brakes, bleeding off gradually as you begin to turn it in. And run it wide here, patience again on that corner, back down towards the ocean. Tight left here, patience again, you don't want to get on the throttle too early there. And over the line. So now I'll shut up, point you forward, so we'll get on with the lap. laps in the manual of Anglesey. Doesn't look like we'll be getting on too shabby at the ring, huh? What a machine, as a manual. Honestly, this thing is crackers. It's such a complete package. So complete. Oh, I really want to go out in a Gen 2 RS and see what that's all about. You know, just to see the differences and nuances between the manual and the PDK. But that was just awesome. Okay, quick lunch stop transition. Supercar driver organised a convoy on the circuit. Slow pace, hence no helmet. And it's just an opportunity to get some great content, really. I thought I'd take you along for it. Basically, everyone who's here, well, almost everyone, gets on track, has a slow parade lap. We've got a camera crew in a tracking van up front, and everyone ultimately at the end of the day comes home with some nice shots to remember the day by. It's also an opportunity where you can sort of drive around without any rush and appreciate all of the other cars which have joined you. And there's some really special things. At the minute, man, I mean, I know this thing is so much fun, as you've just seen. Like, on track, you're busy. It's not as fast as the PDK car. It just isn't. But that's not the point. It's so engaging and so fun. It's a really weird one to say that that's not the point, because obviously when you're on track, you're trying to drive as fast as you can to your ability. But that's the thing, isn't it? We're not in a race, we're on a track day, which means really it's all about you having your own fun in your own moment, in your own time. That's what this thing's brilliant at. Now, having said that, I still do miss the sort of ninja precision of the PDK Porsche. I'm currently following a GT3 RS, a Gen 2, in front of me. That massive wing, and hearing those just instantaneous gear shifts makes me miss it and remember just how awesome it was on track. Now, as the title of this video would suggest, the next time this car will be on track in just a few days' time will be the Nurburgring. And the whole point of today was basically to do a sort of shakedown and experience what it's like to drive a manual car on track. I haven't driven a manual car on track for a long, long time. So it might sound stupid, but I'm here to test it and see what it feels like. Cut to the front camera. This is how close you get when you're doing tracking shots. I'm gonna bounce now, left or right, depending on which way these guys go. This way. Cool. Look, in terms of speed, this is not a patch on that GT2 RS. But listen to this. Who cares? Okay, so off it goes. Just going back on the trailer with VPT. These guys also took this TDF from MVN back home. They've been great so far. What I love is the onboard webcam. Check this out. So if you look just above the roofline of the GT3 up there, see that little camera? That is a live webcam. So you can tune into your car in real time while it's being transported and check on its progress. So it's off now, and then the next time we'll see it will be on the Nurburgring. So here we are, yet another seamless transition back into yet another car. You're probably wondering why I didn't take the GT2 RS on the circuit. Porsche very kindly requested that I didn't, because they said in order for this to be truly represented on circuit, they would love for their team to be there to make sure that it is fully set up. And to be fair, I'd been on a road trip with it, and who knows what settings weren't quite right. So fair enough, I didn't take it on track, but there is some Porsche action coming up soon at Silverstone, and that is the circuit for me where this thing will truly come alive. I've had a bit of a weird moment with this car, because obviously it's absolutely incredible, obviously, but on the road, as I mentioned, operating window of performance is so disproportionately high that even scratching the surface of what this thing is capable of just requires conditions that you very rarely find. And now, today's been a fascinating case study, because I have gone from driving the manual GT3 on track, and then I've got to fill up outside of the circuit on the road in that same car. hopping in and out, naturally aspirated car, manual box. It's super engaging through and through. On road, on circuits. I'm gonna make a video on the 3 gearbox settings of the manual GT3. That might sound really strange, but there's 3 ways of driving that car with the same gearbox. It's actually magic, and I think it's something that needs highlighting, because from an engineering standpoint, it is a thing of wonder. But this thing is a thing of wonder when you get it up to pace. It's got so much downforce and so much power that it needs a high-powered circuit like Silverstone. So we're going there with the GT2 RS, full chat to see what it's all about. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Ciao!